Morning, sixth grade students. Mr. Wagner here for period 2-3. Sixth grade social studies is about ancient history, so we're still learning about ancient Greece. And for day 41 and 42, which is Monday, Tuesday this week, we have the following. So the directions are here. Let me click on them. Day 41 and 42, you're going to be watching this video first. Then open the Adventures in Ancient Greece web quest. So that looks like this. When I click on this, it's probably going to say this isn't a thing anymore. Flash is awesome. It's like coding, basically. There's different coding on different, like there's Python for certain types of computers. There's Flash or JavaScript is usually related to Google and Android. And that's the problem. This is getting old, but it was something I was actually pretty good at for a while. Making like little, anytime you make something where you drag and drop something and put something down in computer talk, if you've already done anything on code.org, you know what I'm talking about. So then you have to click on like the little puzzle piece if you're on an Android, or you have to might have to right click if you're on a Microsoft computer and then actually update your Adobe Flash because not many people use it anymore. So if I click on it and then it says allow, then I can go in. Hello, my name is Argon. You've gone back in time almost 2,500 years to ancient Greece. I'll be your guide around this ancient civilization. You'll notice it's spelled civilization wrong because it uses an S instead of a Z. That means it's based in England as a website. They're very good at ancient history, though. Okay. My name, Mr. Wags. Hello, Mr. Wags. If you need to make notes, then simply type them in the note scroll. I can click on that and type there. Okay. So you have Athens and Sparta, and there's a menu at the bottom. You definitely can't have a video on while I'm making a video, son.
I know. It just came up.
Okay.
It's like a YouTuber.
All right, thanks. Thank you. It says Athens and Sparta. And then you click on Athens for Monday and Sparta on Tuesday. You can also just do them both today, or you can really be risky and do them both on Tuesday. Yikes. But don't hand in your work until you've done both. Athens, you go through. Welcome to Athens. Take a look around the city by placing your mouse over the arrows. There are 8 items for you to find. Make sure to complete all 8 is like one of the reminders I have in the directions. In the directions, you would click on this worksheet. Some of this stuff I could still remember like it was yesterday, right? Okay. All right. You must watch my video of how to complete the assignment. You're watching it right now. Do not complete the assignment until you watch it. Okay. A, use the link attached to go to the web quest. It's at the bottom, the link that you looked at right there. Remember, this one right here, it's that. You must complete the Athens section on Monday and Sparta section on Tuesday. Just said that. Find all 8 items within each section to complete. Do not submit until you've done both, whether that's later today or overall. So with Athens, a hoplite. Between the ages of boys in Athens spent 2 years training as soldiers. I think it's 18 to 20. Let me look. That's a hoplite soldier right there. So I click on him. Between the ages of 18 and 20, boys in ancient Athens spent 2 years training as soldiers. Good. So I was right. So I would go in my answers and I would highlight the red. And I would actually type, oh my goodness, type my ages of 18 and 20, right? Right? Athenian soldiers always had the letter A painted on their shield. They also had to pay for their own, go back and check that one. Weapons. So they had to buy their own weapons, right? So then I go in, type in weapons. So it goes like that. It's pretty quick. In an earlier video with you guys, I think the first time we talked about Athens and Sparta in general, and we didn't compare and contrast them right at each other, I started mentioning some of this stuff. So you might have already looked at daily life. I think it was called Daily Life in Ancient Greece, and you already found some of the answers. The reason they always say, why are we learning this? The reason we're learning about Athens and Sparta is they are like kind of like a Cold War. First, they start out working together, and then to defeat Persia, which you'll learn at the end of the week. But then they actually end up fighting each other, and they were like the two strongest powers in all of Greece. So they're kind of like the United States and the Soviet Union in the 80s when they fought each other. You learned about that through either video games or TV, I'm sure. They're kind of two different ways of life, almost like how our country's kind of politically half and half nowadays and very divided. Kind of like that after a while. That's what Athens and Sparta are like. So you'll find out all this stuff about Athens and then fill it in as you go along. For ancient times, the highlight I pointed out earlier was that girls in Athens were like considered like the girls in the United States in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, and maybe into the 60s and 70s, where you had to like stay at home and have children and cook, and that's it. And you weren't allowed to really have much. I mean, in America you could vote, but in Athens, like no voting, no going out in public unless somebody male is with you from your family. That kind of stuff sounds more like some of the Islamic cultures nowadays, with like you have to wear that certain thing like this in order if you're a non-married woman and you're out in public and you have to be with somebody who's male. That type of stuff sounds more like that. And actually, Sparta, which is more not as much focused on being like book smart and educated as like philosophy and like college education, they actually give more rights to their women, which you'll learn when you read all the way down to Sparta. So there's some pretty neat things. It talks about mostly every part of daily life: boys, girls, parents, citizenship, I think, all the way down to here. So that's the suggestion, is to get all of Athens done today. Sparta, you would start on Tuesday, unless you just want to knock this all out at once. And there's nothing wrong with knocking all of this out at once and then handing it in. The biggest glitch for some of you is going to be getting the Adobe Flash to load. And it usually involves either right-clicking and saying allow, or it involves you just clicking on that puzzle piece. And then it'll load itself and it'll look like this little cartoony thing. Right? Actually, this website is probably made with Flash. Right? When I put my mouse, this is code. When I put my mouse over this, it goes right or left. When I mouse over these guys, yellow goes around them in an outline. That's all code. So that's what Flash was made with. That's why this is older. I learned how to be able to make something like this. It was pretty fun, not gonna lie. So that's today's lesson. Athens and Sparta, really understanding them as they headed into first a war against a common enemy and then a war against each other, a civil war. Okay. If you have any questions, you can email them or leave them in comments below the directions. And then I hope that you hand this in by Tuesday late night and really learn some neat things about Athens and Sparta, two of my favorite things to study in all of history. All right, sixth graders, good luck and best wishes. All right, have fun learning.